gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
It's time for the Early Bird Special. Bringing you the best stories from the world of sports and sports entertainment. Now, here are your hosts, Sparky and Burdick.
And welcome back to the Early Bird Special, Hour 2 on this Friday. We got two very special guests to wrap up the week for you, starting with one of the funniest comedians we have found on TikTok to date, Miss Cactus Tate. Tatum is in the building. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing great. Happy to be in Bakersfield.
Right. You excited for the shows tonight at Tembler?
Super, super excited. I'm very excited.
We got 2 tonight and 2 tomorrow, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Full weekend.
So I know I asked you this off of the air, but I'm very curious. I know a lot of my friends are as well. So I'm going to ask you again on the air. What is the difference between Cactus Tate on social media and Cactus Tate on stage?
The guidelines. I can definitely be more free on stage. It's definitely about my life and how I got brought up and my current life and my kid, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say it's pretty different from TikTok, and I get that a lot. I do get that I'm funnier in person, and I like that a lot.
That's always the positive side of it, right? I mean,
yes.
I have had so many of my friends reach out to me saying they have watched you live and they really enjoyed the show. But I've always been curious how that kind of translates, because I know not that you were probably on this, but Vine back in the day when it was 7 seconds, a lot of those guys tried to go and be comedians and couldn't do it because you can't keep people's attention that long. So I was kind of curious if that like mimics the same thing on TikTok. So I'm like, so your sets are somewhat similar to what we see in the videos then, or am I assuming it's kind of just like more focused on family stuff?
They're somewhat similar. It's definitely me being brash and out of pocket and everything like that and being way over dramatic. But I would say it's a lot freer and more focused on me and how I came up and the story of Tatum. So
okay. And obviously we talked to you a little bit about that last week, how your family upbringing and stuff like that has affected you. So what exactly can people be expecting and stuff like that? Like stories about your parents and stuff, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. I got a lot of fun domestic violence stories, which is not funny, but it kind of is in a little bit way. I put it in a way that's relatable and funny, and anybody who's ever been through something similar, will understand and find it relatable and laugh. So, and very fun. They're very fun stories. They don't sound fun, but they're very funny, and I like telling them. So
that's always a positive, I guess. I mean, if you can spin something into a positive for somebody else, I could always see that as a benefit. So.
Yeah.
I mean, is that where your fearless approach comes from?
Oh, I think so. I think I got a lot of it from when I was a kid and the stuff I dealt with. I got thick skin and I run full force and I feel pretty unstoppable right now. So it's been great.
That's awesome. I grew up kind of the same way, but my dad was not around when I was growing up, but I was lucky enough to have a badass stepdad that taught me the ways. And he was one that gave me the thick skin. You know, we were more like buddies than father son, and that was one of the things that I think that brings the funny side to me, where I can almost laugh about anything. We had bets on yesterday, and he was telling us that tickets are very, very low. So I know Bakersfield's got a reputation of waiting until the last minute to get tickets. You don't want to do that with Cactus. Go to thewellcomedyclub.com and get your tickets while you can before they're sold out. So are you from Texas?
No, I'm originally from Carlsbad, New Mexico. I grew up there. We just moved to Houston probably 3 years ago, I want to say.
Nice. So is this your first time in Bakersfield?
Very, very first time.
Oh, you're gonna have a good weekend. They always called us like the small Texas, the small city of Texas, because a lot of us go back and forth from Texas and Bakersfield, and we're an oil town. So you'll have a good time. I promise. I know we've had some backlash with some other comedians. What was it?
Well, okay. We have a reputation in this town because some people like to get a little ornery when they get drunk. Okay. And when you sell out an arena and people want to see you and they're screaming your name, you're telling them to shut up, someone's going to get swung on. That's just all I can see.
That was the Shane Gillis show.
Yeah, well, Shane Gillis, Kevin Hart. I mean, the list goes on. It's happened. Daniel Tosh, I believe, was booed off stage here once, which really upset me because I love that guy.
Me too.
You guys are giving me a lot of confidence.
You're
here.
gonna be fine. Trust me. Everyone here loves you.
It's okay. I'm gonna get drunk too. I'm just gonna start booing back.
There
you go.
That's how you're gonna win people over here. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you can boo people back and make them uncomfortable, they'll immediately start laughing.
Oh, I'm so good at making people uncomfortable.
Then you're gonna be perfect. Everything's gonna be fine.
Is there any comedians that grew up that, or your go-tos, your favorites that got you knowing, okay, I could do this?
So I grew up. George Lopez was the first comedian I'd ever seen that I immediately fell in love with, and he's the reason I wanted to do comedy. And then this is so off base, but Anthony Jeselnik is my favorite comedian.
Fantastic
comedian. Oh, my favorite one. He made a tweet, and when I was 13 years old, that changed my life. And I was like, "There's a place in this world for me."
His entire bit about his pizza guy being his weed don't or his connect was hilarious too. I need to see him live. I have not been able to yet.
He's amazing. I actually got to go up after him at the Hollywood.
Did you
or
really?
Before him? I went up before.
I was gonna say you had to follow him. Wow.
No. Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, I did follow him. I
you?
did go up after Anthony Jeselnik. That's right.
So okay, talk about that then, because that had to be one of those situations where I was like, how do I follow this guy up?
Oh, he just went on stage and absolutely murdered, and then there was me, and then he said, "Good luck," and shook my hand, and it took a 3-second lag in my head
to realize what just happened.
And then I stood on stage, and then I started talking, and it felt like I was on autopilot. I was like,
oh Lord.
And then I'm staring at
cannot
Anthony
imagine.
Jeselnik the entire time, my favorite comedian in the entire world.
That's
and I'm like, this
awesome.
is the worst moment and the best moment of my life.
I grew up I'm gonna age myself, but we had old VHSs that my dad would record, comedy skits and stuff on. So when they were at work, I would put them in. So I grew up watching like Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious and the old Cheech and Chong movies. And I was like 10 or 11 years old, laughing at things I probably shouldn't have. But that's who I was. But I'm looking forward to the shows. My wife is the one that I told you before that she sent me the Annabelle video. And
Speaking of which, has there been any sightings in Texas?
No, and I went to San Antonio, and nobody brought an Annabelle doll, and I was really expecting
Thank
it.
God.
I was really expecting
Honestly,
it.
I'm just like, I'm still wondering who has that doll right now.
I think they
That-
found her.
That poor soul that thinks that they're in control right now, and that doll is just a little Raggedy Ann doll they're going to give their niece one day. It's like, no, not at all.
and I'm sure this is a question you get a lot, but dealing with, going into just being a comedian has got to be tough because you never know what kind of crowds you're going to be up in front of. But is there any wild, crazy moments that just stick to your mind when just doing these shows?
Oh yeah, I did start a fight, and I started 2
What?
fights. It wasn't
See, you're
my
gonna
fault.
do great here. Your number one is George Lopez, who crushes in Bakersfield all the time, and you're already starting fights in crowds. You're gonna do fine.
Yeah, this was in Oklahoma. I remember it. I remember I called this guy, brought his ex-wife went with her new boyfriend, and he went with his new girlfriend. And I made a joke about how he was a pedophile a little bit on stage, and his ex-wife laughed really hard. And then they fist fought in the parking lot. But then the guy next to him kept like talking during my show. And I looked at him and I was like, I'm going to Cardi B you with this mic. I was like, you got to let me get through this punchline or me and you are going to fist fight. And then he stood up and I started walking out. I was going to do it. And then, yeah, he ended up having to get kicked out of the show because he was like really, really sloppy drunk. But yeah.
See, I'm expecting a great show.
This
is going to be fantastic tonight. I have to go now. This is going to be amazing. You're going to be fine. I'm not saying you're going to go into that in any way, shape, or form. We are very respectful, especially when it comes to that. But if you have fans here, expect to hear your name cried out for no reason.
And
Yeah.
that I don't mind. I don't mind the passion. I love passion, girls. Let's give it. But as long as I can get through a punchline and you don't ruin my joke, I won't hit you.
Yeah, that's probably got to be the worst part, is just let me finish my joke and then do whatever you got to do. I mean, geez Louise, but I couldn't expect. They've been trying to push me because we have a full-time comedy club here, which the Well is getting reconstructed. As we opened one a couple years ago off of White Lane, and Betts was able to upgrade. So now we're going downtown, and we're in between. We had him yesterday. He said late July, early August. So we've kind of been doing shows at different locations just to keep it rolling, because like most places, like we didn't have a full-time comedy club before, and now we're going to these shows and there is so much talent in town. We're like, wow, but they keep trying to push me into the open mics. And I don't know how you got started, if it was social media or did you actually go into open mics first?
I did open mics, and then 2 weeks later I did like a social media. So my first open mic was at a place called The Secret Group in Houston. And then I started taking from the joke book that I had when I was a little girl and doing videos off of that as well. And then that's how my TikTok started off. And then I went just full jump into comedy after that.
Right on. And you got this tour going on. Is this the beginning of the tour, or?
This is actually the second tour. So last year I did the first tour. This is the second tour, and I am at the beginning, and it goes till the end of December as of right now. Ooh. So I'm a busy girl right now.
And as a mom, I mean, how do you juggle all that?
I have a wonderful husband who is a stay-at-home dad and looks very beautiful in an apron.
Which he's living the dream right now.
Which he is hilarious too, man. The videos that you've included.
I was just about to bring that up. It's like all he has to do is crack a couple jokes on TikTok. He gets to stay home and take care of the kids. Shoot, I'd take that deal right now.
I think the last one I saw her, she pantsed him at the store. I was like, damn. It's like me and my wife all over, man.
He puts up with a lot, but I'm very grateful for him. He stays home with our daughter, and I couldn't do it without him. This would be impossible. He's very supportive in this pipe dream that I have, and he's been nothing but great. So I'm very
right
thankful.
On, man. You're killing it. I will say again, tonight 6:30 and 9:30, as well as tomorrow same time 6:30 and 9:30. Go to thewellcomedyclub.com to get your tickets. Besides this weekend show, is there any future projects? I know you just said you have a long tour until December. Is there anything we should keep an eye out? Any specials or anything you've got planned, or just get through this damn tour and get back to your family?
No, towards the end of the tour, I'm hoping to at least film my special and have that released next year. I'm really working on this hour and taking the best parts from the both that I've written to put together something I'm really proud of. So expect that from me. I'm going to work on that this year.
Fantastic. Is it going to be released on like a streaming service or more YouTube?
Wherever I can get it.
Nice.
Wherever I can get it in, but to be announced.
Okay. Well, I mean, I only say that because I've seen a lot of comedians release their stuff on YouTube lately, and it's been fairly successful. So
it is. So I am thinking of a self-release. It's definitely not something I'm disregarding right off the bat.
Right.
So
it's okay. Fantastic.
Well, we appreciate you coming out. I know it's early in the morning and you got a long night ahead, so we appreciate it. We'll let you get back to your routine, and we'll continue to pump up the show as much as we can, and we'll see you tonight.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We got to take a break real quick, pay some bills. This is the Early Bird Special on 101.1 FM, 1230 AM, ESPN Bakersfield.